And we're going live right now. I don't need these. I don't think I do. If you can't hear me anymore, let me know. What's going on, peeps? My YouTubers, tubies. What has been going on with you? I got all kinds of good stuff going on. If you're here, you know the drill. Sign in, say hi, say hello. I don't know, tell me to kiss your hind end. I don't care. I'm easy. Melissa Jennifer Jones, how you doing? Yeah, hello. Hello, Mary Lou. Hello, Melissa for Jones. Goodbye, heart. Oh, Melissa for Jones, I'm so in love with you. I'm doing good. A lot of stuff going on. I'm actually been running around and looking around trying to find. I want to find some ground I want to invest some money in, but haven't found anything yet. I'm gonna find anything affordable where I live, but I'm gonna have to go a little bit out of the county. Hornbeck, how you doing? I'm doing just fine. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Don't have anything really planned for tonight. Got a few concerts maybe we'll talk about that I went to. You guys can talk about some of yours or whatever you did. Colorado? No. I don't do cold weather whatsoever. It'll be right here in sunny, muggy, balmy, hurricane-ridden Florida. Hey, Scott Nickerson, how you doing? Good to see you, my friend. How's life been going with you, bud? Good, I hope. Playing some music. I haven't been playing any lately. Like I said, I've been busy with other things. I had a guitar I had to repair. I did that. Yes, I know. Neil Sedaka did die. He sure did. He wrote quite a few good songs too, or at least some number ones. You know, he wrote that "Love Will Keep Us Together," the Captain and Tennille, and he recorded some too. I believe "Calendar Girl" and "Breaking Up Is Hard to Do." I think that one. "Bad Blood." He had quite a few songs. Yeah, but I think he's wrote hundreds of songs. You know, he wrote some for other people. Yep. Hey, Larry, how you doing? Let me read this here. I had to bring it up on the screen so I can see it myself. Oh, he was Rush and Charlie Daniels. Yeah, that was 1975. That concert was. Kiss was in '74. But yeah, that was Rush and Charlie Daniels. That was a good concert. You know, if I remember right, it was free. I don't remember paying anything for it either. That's cool. No, I want to get away from crowds. I don't like crowds. This is more for just a little investment in a weekend type thing. Place to go on weekends once in a while. Things like that. Oh, Carol? Oh, Carol. That Chuck Berry song. Did Neil Sedaka write that, or you just like that song? There's Michael chewing. I'm getting the mouse working. I'm getting it together. Sunshine and heat. Well, that just depends on where you're at. We had plenty of heat today. And I think it got up to about 75 or 76 today. It's going to be 80 tomorrow. I know it got hot in here. I mean, you can hear probably through the mic, hear a little whoosh. That's a fan I got going right now. I didn't turn the central air on. We just run mini split. I got some little air conditioners. We run them and it don't get too cool back here. It might be. There's no doubt. It might be. He's wrote hundreds of songs. You know, that guy's a songwriting fool. Virginia, that's right. Okay. Slowly warming up. Yeah, it will. It's March now. You know, when I lived back up in the Midwest, I always knew I had to make it through March, but we had some nice days in March too. Had some really really nice days. What's this one? Got to 72 Friday at 72. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's good. That's good. Yeah, I got some friends back in Missouri still. I talk to them. They look kind of keep me informed. You know. Oh, he was in love with Carole King. I'll be darned. I didn't know that about him. I don't know a whole lot about his career. I knew he was a songwriter. I knew some of the songs he had performed some of the songs and some that he had written. You know, I knew he had that number one on Captain and Tennille back in, that had to be back in the 70s. Love Will Keep Us Together. I'm not sure with a year on it. Probably around 75, 76 maybe. I don't know. Yeah, great songwriter. Great songwriter. Did I miss anybody else? I'm trying to see. No, it don't look like it. Scott Nickerson. Quiet. Everything's quiet. There's nothing quiet in my life. I need to come up where you're at, Scott. Maybe I can find some peace and quiet there. 1975. All right. Love will keep it. You know, there's a live show out, and it's from quite a few years back, but still a long time after. And it's Toni Tennille, and she's doing a show, and she does a Beach Boys medley with this group she's with. It's on YouTube. I don't know. I'd have to look it up and see if it's even still there. I tell you what, that woman could sing. She had a great voice. Peace and quiet, San Luis Valley of Colorado. All right. How you doing, Michael? Thanks for stopping in. I appreciate it. Not much. Just Sunday night here, and I missed last Sunday night. We had winds blowing and power flickering, and to be honest, I was just too damn lazy. I got a 3600 watt generator. It's a battery powered. It's not gas or anything. You know, like wheel around here in the house that'll run all this and take it off of electric. But I have to unplug so much and everything like that. I finally just said, heck, I ain't going to do it. Because I worry about these computers, you know, if they get power surges and flicker and stuff like that, it can screw them up. So I didn't do it. Oh, a new woman in your life. You know what? Appreciate every day of life. I do that every morning when I get up. I say, boy, I've got another day. I woke up and got my feet on the floor. Excuse me. We live now. Are you guys doing live shows, Sadie Lamp? Let me know. We're doing live shows. I try to play live here once in a while, but YouTube is just so fickle and funny anymore. It's just a mess. You never know. You used to be if you played songs, and you know the publishing companies, what they did was they didn't give you a copyright strike or this, that, and the other, or have them take it down, except for Eagle songs. You know, the Eagles, they do that. But any other songs, they would actually leave them on there. And some of them would even split revenue with you, for you performing the songs. But nowadays they're giving people copyright strikes and everything, and the channels can't function with copyright strikes. They're not good. I've had a few myself, and so I don't know. I don't do too much live. If I had a place to do it, it would have to be another platform besides YouTube. I like to, though. I miss playing every once in a while. I get to every so often, but not that much. Awesome. Have you uploaded any on your YouTube channel or anything like that? I gotta see. Here's the problem, and again, it's with YouTube. All the people that I'm subscribed to, like you, Sadie Lamp, and all them, it don't tell me anymore when you guys upload videos. I have to manually go in and look for it, and then and that's what happens with a lot of channels and everything. Then they get out of sight, then they're out of mind. You got to think, wow, because like I'm probably subscribed to 200 channels, myself, that, I listen to a lot of y'all here, and everything like that. I try to get around. I don't spend a lot of time on social media, like a lot of people do. I used to, but I just don't spend as much time on it as I used to. Takes away from other things I want to do, and as anybody knows, it can be addicting. Not addicting, but you just lose track of time, and you're spending so much time doing all that crap when you could be getting other things accomplished. That was 2 weeks ago. What place was I talking about? It might have been one place. Yeah, there's a place I play every once in a while on Saturdays. And it's just like an acoustic deal, and I got a buddy. He comes in here once in a while, Tommy O'Damarok, and he plays percussion or something behind me, and we play. Yeah. I'm hoping YouTube seems to be coming back a little bit, back to the way it was a year or so ago. I'm noticing different. I've been trying to tweak my feeds, telling them I don't want to see this, I don't like this, and it's helping a little bit, it seems. I've been thinking about going. It's playing at the show down here, just down the road from the house here, and I went a couple weeks ago, and I seen that one goofy movie. What is it called? Is it Sin Help? Is that the name of it? Kind of a off the wall psychotic, where these people are trapped on an island. This boss and his secretary, and she goes nuts. I went and seen that. And then we was going to go last weekend, but the weather was kind of crummy, and I didn't want to get out in it. And the wife wanted to see a movie, and I was going to go. It was a chick flick. I'm not too much into them, but, I have a long marriage, and I know when the time comes, sometimes you have to go and enjoy chick flicks with them. So I was going to take her. I think that was called Soul Mio, something like that. But yeah, I'd like to see the new Elvis film that's out. It's down here at one of the theaters, and I may go. We actually have one theater here that you can use your bank card, or you can just buy a card, and they got a big long tappers, and you can buy beer or wine, stuff like that. You can't buy hard liquor, but wine. And you just hold your card up there and it scans it. Sit there, fill up the cocktail, punch it, and it just takes it off your card, and you go on and drink it. And they got all the theaters here have electric recliners and things like that. They even, if you order food, You can, they'll even bring it to you in the theater. You know, inside they have pizza and chicken strips and different things like that. Besides the regular movie theater food, you know, the popcorn and stuff, and you buy it, and the drinks you gotta go get them yourself. But they will bring the food into you where you're sitting. Oh, they removed it off of YouTube. They took X's off. That's George Strait's publishing company. Trying to think of them. I got two friends that wrote for George Strait. Um, can't think of the name of that publishing company. But that's YouTube don't pull them down, but the publishing companies tell YouTube they you know, and then YouTube pulls them down, but it have to be requested by the publishing company. You know, I got videos that are, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 years old that's still on my channel that I put on, and some of them had copyright claims on them, which a claim is fine. I understand that, and some of them nobody put claims on them. So I don't know. All my exes live in Texas. And Texas is the place I'd really love to be. I remember that song. I remember that. I like George Strait. I like some of his stuff. That one song he did a real pretty love song ballad. Cross My Heart. Across My Heart. That was a really good song. I like that. I like George. I really like George Strait. He was a true country singer, that's for sure. He still is. I know he's still out there, you know, every once in a while playing, but not too often anymore. You know, they're all getting older. I seen a video of the Oak Ridge Boys from last week. Now they lost their tenor singer Joe Bonzo. He passed away a year or so ago. I mean, it's a year ago, but he hadn't been able to tour with them for a while. I don't remember what he had. I think he had Parkinson's disease or something to that effect, but he ended up taking his life. Well, then their bass singer, Richard Sturban, had pancreatic cancer, and he'd been in and out of shows. Well, they hired a young kid to sing tenor with them, and he was with them full time. Well, then when Richard got out, they've been getting a couple different bass singers singing with them. And the show I seen last week, they had Rudy Gatlin singing tenor with them. I don't know if you're familiar with country. I'm sure you've heard of Larry Gatlin and the Gatlin brothers. Well, Rudy was the brother that sang all the high parts. Hey, Steven. Steve Sithers, 7270. Not much. Sunday night, hanging. Seeing what y'all are up to. Just sitting here talking. Haven't got too much. Didn't have anything really planned. I can go through a few pictures if you want to. Look at something. I did have a concert. I found a couple pictures. Well, somebody sent me a picture. And I can't say for sure. You know, you guys might be able to help on this in a minute. Let me dig it up. What do you got, Decade? One back. Oh, you're already on your way. Hey, it's okay. I understand. When you got the woman there, you go for it, buddy. Especially at our age. You never know. God bless you too, buddy. Thanks for stopping by. Anyhow, let me see if I can. Oh yeah, I got to do it this way. Hang on. Hang on. Now where did I find? I got to figure out where that. Oh yeah, okay. I have to look around, guys. Hang on a minute. Yeah, I know that. I knew that was coming up. I've been keeping that in the back of my mind. I usually write stickies and put them on my computer screen, so when I walk in here, I see what's coming up and what isn't to talk about. Watching from Oklahoma, Michael Collins. Good to see you. Thanks. Appreciate you stopping in. Always appreciate it. Yeah, it was. Happened. I don't remember too. Rory Gallagher died young after a surgery too. Hold tight, guys. I'm trying to find something here. Let's see. Well, this ain't working. Now it is. All right. Now I know where I'm at. Here's a concert I went to back in 1978. This was in St. Louis, of course, on August 26th. And I'm going to tell you, this was one of the hottest shows. And I mean hot, humid. And it was at Busch Stadium, which is where the Cardinals and, the football Cardinals, St. Louis Cardinals, and the St. Louis Rams played for a while before they had the indoor football fields. This was all outside. I got a picture. I'll show you this show. And we went to this. Me and a buddy of mine and another girl. Okay, there were three of us from the neighborhood, and we had been to Super Jam before that in '77. That had Ted Nugent and REO Speedwagon, I believe, Fleetwood Mac. But this one had Styx, Blue Oyster Cult, Angel, Eddie Money, and Bob Welch. Okay, the year before we went there, they was allowing you to take styrofoam coolers in. And we thought, man, that was really cool. So, naturally, we got some beer and some water and stuff together. Carried it all the way from the parking lot, all the way up to get in the show. And they looked at us and said, no coolers, no cans, no bottles. All you can take is any kind of plastic jugs or something. And we went, now remember, this is an all-day concert, and there wasn't no way to buy concessions there. I mean, this was a total mess. So we walked back to the car, and we drove across the river to East St. Louis. And I went in this damn convenience store, and I bought 2 gallons of milk. Okay? And we dumped them out in the parking lot there and washed them out with some of the water that we had. Because we had water in a canteen. Okay? Well, we washed them out, took all the beer and poured them in these milk jugs, okay? And then put the lids on, put them back in the cooler, drove back across the river to the stadium, parked again, just left the cooler sitting there in the car, took the canteen of water. We all took drinks of the water, grabbed the 2 gallon milk jugs of beer, and went into the show. We got in there. It took us a while to go over and do that, and Bob Welch was about halfway finished when we got in. But we saw this show. I'm going to show you. This is one I'm positive this was taken there. Here's the crowd. This was Busch Stadium. And we stood down kind of in front of the speakers and back on the main part for the first, let's see, if I remember correctly, Eddie Money had trouble getting there. Or no, he had to leave early. So Blue Oyster Cult came out. Then Eddie Money came out. And then Angel came out. I don't know if you're familiar with Angel. They was kind of a knockoff group of Kiss. They wore like They dressed up like angels. I don't know. They had a bass player and singer named Punky Meadows. They played hard rock. Um, but anyway, we decided we was going to walk because it was getting really hot. I mean, by that time you're drinking hot beer out of these jugs. They wasn't even worth drinking it. And we walked across through the middle of that crowd while Angel was going on, and the front of it on the floor was just mashed. We finally went up and sat way up in the top level up there. You can see if you look back there, there's some shade in the very tip top of that, and that's where we watched Styx from. It was starting to get evening time and cooling off. I never forget how hot that concert was, though. It was majorly hot. There's one more picture. Somebody sent this to me and said this was that concert, but I can't figure it out. I don't know if you can see or not, but I've looked. The only group, I know this isn't Styx. I know it isn't Angel. I know it isn't Bob Welch. And I'm pretty sure that's not Blue Oyster Cult, because Blue Oyster Cult had three guitars. And I've zoomed this picture, and there's not three guitars. The only other one it could be is Eddie Money, if it was that year. And Eddie Money, I can't see him on stage there. There's no singer, because Eddie Money just stood and sang. He didn't play anything. So I don't know. Give a quick look at that picture and see if you can figure out what group that is. It may be from another year and somebody just mistook it for 78. But I've looked and I can't tell what group it is. I can't get it zoomed in close enough. Let's see. I'll go back real quick. Thank you. You love my series? I got all kinds of Skynyrd videos on my channel. I'm a big Skynyrd fan. I really am. I appreciate it. Oh yeah, that was a great song. Yep. There's I think a video on YouTube of him doing that at Woodstock. Hi Ontario, Canada. Drake, right? Drake 88. Thanks for stopping in. Appreciate it. I really do. Blue Oyster with Spirit at the drive-in, yeah. Fort Walton Beach. Boy, it's a nice town. I like Fort Walton Beach. Waco, yeah. I've been through Waco. I played all the way out on the west side of Texas. Boy, you talk about a long drive. A town that was Monahans, Texas, and El Paso, Texas. Quite a few places out there. That was back in the 80s. He sure did. He sang with Elvis, I don't know how many years. And you know what's funny about it? He wasn't a bass singer in that group. J.D. Sumner was the bass singer. He sang a baritone, I believe. And he may have even sang tenor. He actually has a high voice. He sure did. He played for Elvis. Or sang the backup for Elvis for a few years there. Yeah, they are. Styx killed it in that concert. Yeah. Yeah. Oh boy. I couldn't do that anymore. Yeah, oh yeah. I think a lot of us love Skynyrd, that was, really good 70s music. Amarillo, beautiful women. There are a lot of beautiful women in Texas. There's a lot of beautiful women in El Paso. But man, you talk about a rough town. I'm telling you what. It was rough. We played an outside theater there, like an outside amphitheater, and they had burn barrels set out in the middle, and they would light them things for people to keep warm. If you're talking about the picture that I got up there, I don't see Joe Walsh there, but I can't get, I can't even guarantee this came from the same show that I seen. You might be able to see it. If you can save this picture some way or something and blow it up. How many fans at the Super Jam concert? Um, I would guess there was probably 35,000 people there, maybe. It was full. The stage right there was set back in behind second base, where you see where the soundboard is. That was home plate, and that was the old Bush Stadium. It seated close to 50,000 people, and you can see even the upper seats. There's quite a few people in them, and the bottom was packed, and that's the, that wasn't even counted in the seating at the time. Yeah, oh yeah, I like Blackfoot. They was good. Pensacola in the three. Uh, I'm lost. Tell me more. But anyhow, I wanted to show you guys them. I thought they was kind of cool. Really kind of cool. They just in some of my pictures I got. What else do I got? It's I don't know if you guys would like to see the. I'll run through these real quick. Let me get these out of the way. These came. Somebody emailed me this folder of pictures. Um, and I'll show them to you real quick. I'll just run through them kind of quick. Hang on a minute. Let me get this here. Okay. Hang on. I'll answer a few questions here. Oh, wait a minute. Got to put that down. Who did I play with? Well, a lot of different people. Back in the 80s and 90s and even into 2000, I did some weekend work and stuff like that. When I went out to Texas, I was playing with a guy named Johnny Rodriguez. He was a country singer. He had a lot of hits back in the late 70s and early 80s. Um, yeah, he was from, I can't think of the name of the town, but he was right across he was Mexican. He was Tex-Mex. And he recorded quite a few songs. And I played El Paso and Monahans with him. I played Roswell, New Mexico with him. All out there kind of in the western part of Texas and New Mexico and around like that. He's from Texas. He just passed away here recently too. Oh yeah, I couldn't forget Black Oak, Arkansas. And Ruby Star. I got a video on Ruby Star, and she sang with them. Yeah, Pass Me By. Pass me by if you're only passing through. He did song Riding My Thumb to Mexico. I mean, he had a ton of songs. Johnny was a real cool guy, too. And I'll tell you something else about him. He was a real cowboy. This guy, he tried to play guitar. He couldn't play guitar. His hands were so calloused from actually roping horses and cattle and stuff. He had a ranch because we'd swing by and pick him up in the bus. It was between Dallas and like Amarillo. Where the little handle comes out, the panhandle comes out. He had a farm up there. Oh, Freddie, yeah, good singer. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Pass Me By. That's it. Yeah, I played see, I played guitar, I played rock and roll and stuff, but um, I got some stories I want to tell someday. I just I have to sit down. We're talking about stories that are 50 years old, and I really have to sit down and think about it to try to get them straight in my head. And you have to try to bring it all back. But when I was 19 years old, I played guitar. I played, I was playing rock and roll and stuff. But I also started out playing. I played bass guitar in a group. We did songs like America back then, the Eagles, in the early 70s. And I got a call from this band that wanted me to play bass guitar with them at this, I don't know, it was some bar. And it was, I'll tell you what the bar was at. It was out by Six Flags outside of St. Louis, west of St. Louis. And so I did it. I needed the money, I was 19 years old. Uh, and I played. And they said, "Look, would you play next weekend with us too?" And I said, "Sure. Where at?" And they said, "Well, we're doing a grand opening for a Walmart store." That's how long ago this has been, guys. And I said, "Sure, I'll do it." And they said, "Well, you're going to have to back a singer up." And I said, "A singer? Yeah, another country singer up." And I said, "Okay." He said, "It's Tommy Jennings." Well, Tommy Jennings was Waylon Jennings' brother. And I said, "Does he have any songs out?" And he says, "Yeah, he's pushing a couple of songs." He said, "I can get you them, and the rest of it's just going to be, straight up country." And I said, "All right." So I learned the songs, went, and I met Tommy, and he had a guitar player with him. He just, needed a drummer, or he needed a drummer and a bass player to play this show. So me and the drummer that played in that band played for him. And we went to the hotel room. He ran through the song list, and all the songs I knew them all. I just knew them in my head. So anyway, we did the show, and after the show, Tommy Jennings came up to me and he said, "Hey, look," he said, "are you and that drummer, in with this band?" I said, "Well, the drummer is." I said, "I'm not. I'm a fill-in." And he said, "Well, do you think you'd like to come fill out some more dates with me?" And I said, "Well, what do you mean, where?" Because I was working a job during the day at that time. I was out of school. And he said, "Well, I've got about 6 or 7 shows booked going through Illinois and Indiana, and then back down through Kentucky, and he was doing a loop and heading back to Texas." And I'm sitting there going, "Wow, I'd like to do that, because he was playing more of shows than he was bars." So ended up, long story short, I did. I decided to do it with him. It was like 2 weeks. And in that 2 weeks, Tommy was a real cool guy. And we had there was a lot of downtime, sitting around and hanging in motel rooms, playing guitars, and things. And we got to talking. And I had known that Waylon, his brother, had played bass for Buddy Holly. Because I told Tommy, I play guitar. Really, I'm a guitar player. I said, I play a little more rock and roll than I do country and things like that. And he said, "Yeah." He said, and we started talking about Waylon. And he told me some stories that I've never read on the internet or heard about the Buddy Holly plane crash and how it affected Waylon, how deeply it affected him. It really mentally messed with him, and this is coming from his brother. It's coming from the horse's mouth. And I, I I don't know if I'd want to tell them stories. You know, Waylon's gone naturally, and so's Tommy. He passed away too. You know, I think he was in his 30s at that time when we talked. But you know, them stories still stick with me about Waylon and the Buddy Holly crash. And I think I'd like to share them sometime. Let me see. Am I missing anything? Yeah, Ringo's "Don't Pass Me By." That was from that one album. Yeah, that he did. Um, let's see. You'd have to look it up. Rodriguez is on there. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Johnny. I'm sorry, I skipped real quick. Sadie Lamp. You can look up Johnny Rodriguez on YouTube. There's all kinds of songs. You know, he played down on the one called "Down on the Border," "Riding My Thumb to Mexico." I mean, he had quite a few top 20 hits. I mean, you know, double digits, 15 maybe. I don't know. You know, a lot of them. Yeah, I get into. Yeah, I love Southern rock. That's what I like to play. I played. Well, you know, I can play and sing, and I played and sang in bands for years. Uh, but I could also play. See, I can also play piano, and I play bass guitar. I still got a bass guitar here. I still got a keyboard. I don't have a piano. I don't have room for it. But I don't play it much anymore. My that hand, you can see the knuckles are getting kind of crooked on it, and it's called old age and arthritis. So I have a little trouble with piano anymore. But I played as a sideman for a lot of people. Yeah, Passed Me By. That was a big hit. Mm-hmm. It sure was. Um, yeah, I played. You know, I don't know if I got any pictures of some of them shows or not. I could show you. On this computer is the big thing. Um, I know I don't. They're on my other hard drive. Let me see. Let me look real quick here, guys. I'll see if I don't think I do. No, I don't have them there. Let's see. You know where they might be? Hang on. Let me fire up another computer over here. I got a thumb drive over here. I might have some pictures back then. Oh yeah. Well, Freebirds never stopped being popular to me. I love that song. Oh, cool. Yeah. I worked with a real good harmonica player once. Man, this guy was good. He played harmonica and fiddle. He was really good. Yeah. I know the song. Hang on. Just give me just a second, guys, and I'll be right with you. I'm going to be right over here at this computer looking for something and see. Uh, Let me look. Uh, KJ, card, yeah. Man, I don't see it. Damn it. Might as well forget it. No, I'm just gonna spend too much time. I got entirely too much stuff to go through. You know what? I'll look for them next time. Next time we get on, I'll find them with some of them. I played a. Yeah. Pass me by. This last band we were actually doing. I Need You. That's a cool song. Was that? Foggy Mountain Breakdown. I'll be darned. Yep. I I'll look for some of them pictures, and I'll see if I can get them next time. But I played what I did. I played with on some of it later on. Um, I played like a. It was like a traveling country music show in a way. Um, and there was guys like David Frizzell, uh, Jeannie Seeley, Johnny Rodriguez, T. Graham Brown. Let me think. Jimmy Fortune. I don't know if you're familiar with him. He was the real high harmony singer for the Statler Brothers, and I, we would just back all of them. It was actually a good job. We just load up and take off, and this was toward the end. This is more like in 2000, and I was just gone for the weekends, and we would play like 2 to 3 shows. I'd drive to Nashville from St. Louis and get on the bus, and then we would go and play a show on maybe Saturday afternoon, and then Saturday night, and then pick up one more like Sunday afternoon, and then go back to Nashville. And then I drive home and go to work on Monday morning, But I started getting too old to do it. All right, Hornback, you take care, man. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. Yeah, waltz time. That always messed with me. 3/4 and 6/8. It always messed with me. Did I ever meet or play with James Burton? No, I never did. Never. Um, I sure wish though. I Who was the guy that played with Elvis? Oh, who was his first piano player? I met him at down in Memphis and played at a jam session down there. Larry Mahoverick, I think that's his name, Larry. But no, none of the TCB guys. I'd love to have though. Yep, they are. Bernie Watson, good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. Old T, man, he was a character. Had a great voice too. Had a great voice, powerful voice. Really nice guy too. All the people was really nice guys. No, I never met any of the Winter Brothers. You know, most of the the stars that I met was when these country shows. Like I met Willie, I met Merle Haggard. Um, I met some big names, people. Hank Jr., Mickey Gilley. Uh, I did play some shows with Johnny Lee. What was the guy that wrote "Mama, Don't Let Your Babies Grow Up to Be Cowboys"? Ed Bruce. I think Ed Bruce is his name. Yeah, Ed Bruce. Terry Gibbs. I mean, there's a list of them. Ronnie Reno. Ronnie Reno was with the Reno Brothers. They was a bluegrass band, but he played with Merle Haggard and the Strangers for a long time. Then he went out on tour by himself. Nope, never met Chris either. Wish I had of. I heard he was just, just when you met him, he was just like he was, and I found that with Willie and Merle too, that they were just decent people, Hi, man. Good to see you, man. Thanks for stopping in. Getting warm up there in Canada, huh? Well, you hang on to that warm weather. Thank you. I appreciate you stopping by. I drank a beer with Johnny Lee Hooker. That's cool. Man, that's cool stories. I love stories. I love to hear about. Oh, he's fantastic. I had one chance to see Jerry Reed, and me and two of my buddies went down to, he was playing at a casino on the river in St. Louis. We drove all the way down there, got there, got up to the front, and it was sold out. We didn't have, we were going to buy tickets when we got there. Didn't have it, so we didn't get to see it, and we didn't even stay and gamble. We just turned around and left. But I never got to see Johnny or Jerry Reed live. I wish I had a fantastic guitar player. Fantastic guitar player. Yeah, he was. And he was as real as can be. I got a video on Jerry Reed that I did years ago. Back when I first started doing these documentaries. And it's pretty good. I wasn't as good at it as I am now. But usually, like I said, the good thing about my documentaries, almost all the information, I'm not saying everything's exactly right or perfect. I make mistakes, and this, that, and the other. But the documentary's coming out now. People are just copying what ChatGPT and all that stuff spits out at them. And a lot of their information is incorrect. And at least with mine, if I found something that was incorrect on my videos, I would put a caption in there or something, say, no, I wasn't right about this, or I would change it, or whatever I could do to amend so I wasn't putting out false information on people, But nowadays, these AI documentaries that's coming out, don't believe anything they're saying. I mean, you have to really double check them. Let me look here. I'm still looking for something. Finished project? No. Oh, I know why it's not on here. Yeah. I keep trying to find some of the pictures, but I don't. I know what pictures I was going to show you, though. I want to show you a couple of these. They're really cool. You guys will like these. I gotta hurry up to it. It's getting late here. Let me go through this. Somebody sent me this folder of pictures, and he said they was taken at Antone's in Austin, Texas. Check this picture out. I'm not positive who the black guy is, but the white guy is Jimmy Vaughn. And they said he was taking Antones. I don't know. I can't confirm that. But I thought some of these was really, really cool pictures because you can tell these have just been scanned. Here's another one. Now that's Stevie. I don't. This guy here is a leader of another band. I can't think of his name. I've seen him around before. The guy with the cigarette. Well, they both got cigarettes in their mouth. But guy up front, you know which one's Stevie with that's in his mouth. A cigarette, biting down on it, stretching strings like crazy. Um, it but see the curtains are the same. So these was all taken from the same place. Here's another one. It's the same guy. I can't think of that guy's name. He's not real famous. He's a blues player out of Texas, so. But these you can tell these are very, these aren't professional pictures. That somebody shot these with a camera. I don't know who it is. I'd give him credit. Here's like a backstage picture. There he is again. I don't know who the guy with the mustache is. I know you know who Stevie is. You know. But I thought that was really cool. I thought that one of Jimmy was really cool. Let's see. I might have one more. Oh yeah, this is another one that came in that blind. I know who this guy is. That's Stevie and Albert Collins. I'm positive that's Albert Collins. Because, he's the only one I know that capo's up that high with his guitar and playing Telecaster. But that's Stevie and Albert Collins. And they came in, and that's the same curtains. I'm thinking that's Antone's. Maybe. I don't really know for a fact. I can't say it. New York City, how you doing? Frank Ortega. Nice to see you, man. Thank you for stopping in. Appreciate it. Jump in sooner next time. We're getting close to the end here. Oh, remove from studio, and remove from studio. There you go. But guys, I'm going to have to fly. I don't have a lot of time left. I appreciate y'all stopping in and talking and things. And I'll look up some more pictures for next week. I'll try to do Sundays. I would have made it last Sunday had I had time to plug all this into my power supply and everything. I didn't have time. And I've got, like I said in the beginning when I started, I told you I'm looking to buy some ground down here in Florida. And it's just kind of like for a weekend getaway and just to invest a little money someplace else besides, and I'll be taking some trips. I won't buy it down this far south. I'll go north a little bit, maybe toward Gainesville. And I might be gone. I got a few things I got to do there. And I need to get I haven't put a video out on my channel in 2 weeks, and I don't even have nothing started. I don't know if that was George Benson or not. You mean the one with Jimmy Vaughan's the one I'm not sure. And the other guy, I know that the other guy's not George Benson. I don't know what his name is though. Thanks, man. I appreciate you guys too. I appreciate each and every one of you for stopping in. That's why I keep doing them, because you guys keep coming back and enjoy it. So you know what? We're just going to talk and have us a good time and do that. You know what? I'll try to, Melissa Jennifer Jones. I'll try to get some together. You wanted to see some of me playing. I don't know if I can find a platform where I can do that. But I'll tell you what I can do maybe is I got some web space. and I can upload them up there. If you wanted to shoot me an email, I can send you a link to where you can see. I've got videos of me playing guitar, in rock bands and stuff like that from like 1980, 81, 82. They're crummy. The video quality was shot with an old VCR, but if you guys want to see them, all you gotta do is email me. That's riverdocs@yahoo.com. Cool. Yeah. Thanks, Steve. Come back. I try to make it. If I can't make Sunday, sometimes I try to do it on Fridays or Saturdays. I'm real haphazard. That's a bad fault that I have. And it gets worse as I get older and I retired. I just don't like being on a set schedule. It's hard for me sometimes to keep it. But I try to do Sundays when I can and everything like that. I will have a good week. I will try my best. I thank you. I appreciate it too, again. And all of you for stopping in, thank you so much. You know what? Just take care of yourselves. Be good, be kind. Turn off the news and turn on the music. And I will see you all later.